Hello everyone, my name is Chen Chen, and that's our team members, Jason, Natasha, and Odell. So we are Northwind Traders, and this is our website, www.northwindtraders.org, and this is our location, 143 Beachport Drive, Massachusetts. So our company is an international food distributor that sells dairies, products, beverage, condiments, and products to small specialty shops. Using Northwind Traders database, our objective is to maintain a database that store all products, inventory information, customer information, and sales information. So that's our manager, Natasha, whose responsibility for monitoring sales trends, which consists of the revenue acquired from beverage and seafood sales. So I'm the HR, and I will do the customer sales, focus on the employees. And this our data analyst, Jason. He analyzed the sales of each of our products and update them to be in outstanding standards, which he will discuss in slides 5 at the end. So, this is our sales and marketing. Dominic, she's not here. So this is Odell, and she's doing the logistics. So she will ensure our sales of May 2012 orders of beverage and confection only contains the required sales data for that month and year.
We're going to go directly to we're going to go directly to the introduction of the Part 2, the final presentation of Northwind Traders. In this portion of the International Food Distributing Company, the Northwind Traders, we have crafted charts for our managers to show beverage sales for the month and the year 2012. This chart review each salesperson's performance. We also modified a company access database to help produce more reliable information by creating a lookup customer form in which data cannot be modified by users. We also updated customers' record and moved all orders from Scandinavian countries, Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. Chen Chen will introduce that later on in an other table to provide faster query and response time. And we also, our common goal was to process enough order for each day that will benefit Northwind Traders and the employees' commission. This was done by filtering and ordering forms, so each employee can see only his or her order by using SQL statements. I started off by the revenue and sum. I was responsible for the revenue and sum. So basically, what you see here is just the revenues and sales that's been added from the beverage. That's been added to the so what we have here is the month and year of the month all the way from January all the way to December of the year 2012, the ship dates and month of the all of the salesperson. There's 3 salesperson here that are Callahan, Dodgeworth, and myself. And we were basically we were in charge of seeing who can make enough sales in revenues. And basically, what we did, what I did was I used the pivot chart, the pivot chart table field to enlist the first and last name, so that you can see all the employees, the 3 of us, all employees that were responsible for the sales and the sales during that year. And And the pivot chart view, basically what I did was just go into the pivot chart and construct a chart which shows all of the 3 employees, including myself, our sales growth for the Northwind traders. So in March of 2012, you can see that I made 9,192 cents in sales beverages, and you could see the second revenue, which is right here. Second sales growth was Callahan March sum of 2012 was a sales revenue of $3,022.30, and the minimum sales was by Dodgeworth in March also of the sales revenue, and this is all sales revenue of beverages. Which was Dodgeworth was $1,812.55, and this is all done in the pivot chart.
So I was responsible for the order table. So I it's supposed to just show the ship country to Denmark and Norway and Sweden, and I put those 3 ship countries data to another table. So at first I changed the query to an update query that replaces all instances of UK with United Kingdom. And the second, I created a make table query that is based on the order table. And third, I made a copy of the make table query and give another new name and change the criteria for the ship country field to Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. So you will see all the beverage, what kind of beverage will all go to those 3 countries. So it's easier for people to understand the data. Yeah, this is, yeah.
This is my job for macro filtering in SQL. Pretty much we had 6 employees that only wanted to see their orders. So I just added some buttons. A simple macro right there to let them know which one they are. You see 1 through 6. And then an exit, which gets rid of the filter altogether. As you can see, button 1, we have his order, button 4, his order. And then a simple SQL statement. Pretty much we had a report, had a bunch of different countries. So I just made a simple statement, so when you click on the report, a little dialog comes up. You're asked to enter your country. For this one we wanted Germany. You type in Germany and all the Germany reports come up.
Okay. My responsibility was to create a lookup customer data. This is crucial for our company. This part basically is to modify the company's asset database to help produce more reliable information. And to do that, we created the lookup customer data form, which the data cannot be modified by any user. To do that, I went into the property sheet and went into forms, because this is a form that we're creating the data. And when we go into the form, we looked into the allow edit, and it gave you an option if you want to have users modify the property or not. And at this point, we do not want them to, so we click no. And in order for them to not alter any information in the sheet, we also go into the stop tab, and we also request not to have anybody, not to have the tab here, so anybody could put any information in it. So while I did that, I also did a macro into this form. And as Jason was saying, this is another form of macro that when we go into the revenue, this is kind of like to test to see when you're test to see if there's a mistake in there, like if the product price is higher than the unit price, it could send out a warning to the consumers, to the report, that there's something going that's wrong, that it shouldn't be like that, because the product price shouldn't be higher than the unit price, because then we'll be losing money in our company. So we created a macro and sent out a warning if that was to happen. And I wanted to test that just in case. So I, sorry, I have to get out of this because I didn't incorporate this in my PowerPoint. I tested out to see if it worked. So as you can see, the unit price is in this column, and they're all higher than the product cost. But I wanted to test it out, so this was like $12.13, and I put $22.95 to see if the macro that I inserted worked. So when I did put that, I went in to test it, and it gave me this. Because again, in the macro, I made sure that any user that's going in is to be warned that if the product price is higher than the unit price, you know, something's wrong, we gotta fix it. So this is the warning that it gave me. And then I realized that it worked. So, and this is the final form of the revenue for the company.
Alright, so to wrap up our presentation for the Northland Traders, what we all have done, going by names, I've added and edit employee table by form to the pivot table field list, had sums and revenue of the sales, and create chart in the pivot chart view. Chin Chin, she changed the query to update query that replaced all instance of UK and the United Kingdoms from the order table. Jason, he filtered and report by using macro, so employees can see only their orders. Also, he also used the SQL filter to filter all the countries. And we're just gonna go into Natasha. She modified the company access database by creating customer forms in which data cannot be modified by users. She also created queries and report to validate the data.
So basically our mission as our Northway Trader Company, again, to summarize everything, is to add some to the revenue of the revenue sales and create a chart in the pivot chart view. Also change the queries to update queries, filter the order report by using macros like I showed you and SQLs. Update the customer's records and modify the company's access database. So our objective is modify the company's access database to help produce more reliable and accessible query response for the company's database. So to ensure that Northwood Trader employees are on point with their sale revenues, so we won't lose money, And by being efficient with each process orders, in return increases more income for the company, of course, and more commission growth for our employees.
Any questions? Anybody? Anything to add? All right, nice job, guys. All right.